Hey everyone, this is Captain Orlando Muniz with Nomad Fishing Charters. And last week, I know I had mentioned I was going to be bringing you guys some weekly reports. I ran into some technical difficulties last week and I was unable to upload my fishing report. This week, I'm still having some issues with my computer and I've been real busy, so I haven't had a chance to work on it. I might be just replacing it altogether. But either way, I decided to just go live and change it up a bit and bring you a little fishing report as to what's been going on this week. Well, let me start with the weather. The weather's been very nice all week. And usually when the weather is this nice, the fishing starts to slow, at least some of the fishing. There's always pros and cons. We've had a combination of good looking, clear blue water. Some days, other days, the water's a little more off color, more greenish, and it tends to affect the bite, especially for things like sailfish and that sort of thing. It's been kind of hit or miss. Um, this weekend, besides the good weather, there's also a fishing tournament going on. The Sailfish Challenge is going on. There are 55 boats registered. As a matter of fact, Captain Art, that fishes with me, is on one of the boats with another buddy of mine, and they fished today. They didn't have the best day. They only got one. The top boat had 8, and there was actually 3 boats with 8, and a bunch of boats with 4 and 5 right behind them. So that's kind of like, a mixed bag, mixed report. One thing I did hear late in the day was that the best bite today was right out front of the Miami area, anywhere from the Double Diamonds, Haulover, all the way to like Key Biscayne. So all in there, there's a bunch of boats, and you're probably going to see, if you're out tomorrow morning, there's probably going to be a bunch of boats fishing that area, at least early in the morning. Once the fish move on and reports are coming in from other areas, those boats usually will scatter and everybody go look for fish elsewhere. But you can expect a lot of traffic in that area first thing in the morning. You'll probably see a lot of kites up. You'll see some helium balloons on those kites. Some boats may just be cruising around looking for free jumpers. When it gets flat like that, the free jumpers are easy to spot. And if you get in front of them, you can pitch a bait. And a lot of times you can hook one or multiple fish off just one free jumper. So that's another possibility. Nobody knows exactly what's going to happen. Earlier this week, we had several trips. Captain Art was out on Tuesday and Wednesday morning. He was out all day Tuesday. It was slow in the morning on Tuesday, and it got slower in the afternoon to the point where it was really painful to be out fishing. Wednesday morning, we had another trip. Captain Art went out. He wasn't, hoping for much because it had been so slow the day before. But it was actually, to his surprise, the fishing was actually decent. They caught a few, rod benders in the morning, some barracudas, some bonita, stuff like that. They had a couple bonita blitzes, nothing crazy. Again, they were just bending rods. And then they hit one of the deeper spots, which he had hit a couple days earlier, not caught anything off of it. Got 3 really nice snapper back to back to back. So that's just the way fishing is. 1 minute it's on, the next minute it's off, and you never know. Other species that have been caught this week, we haven't been out yellowtailing, but I've heard a couple reports of some decent yellowtailing, both here and some better reports down south around the Key Largo area. The fishing's been pretty good there for the bottom fish, both muttons and yellowtails. And the sailfish bite was very good, I heard, down south late today. The bite picked up down in the Keys, all the way from Key Largo south. I've heard of some double-digit catches there. So some of these boats that were out fishing in Miami, I'm not sure what the boundary is, but I'm sure some of them are going to be making the run south in the morning and try to get in on some of that action. If it's still there, it might be all over. What else? I haven't really heard a lot of swordfish reports. There was a large one caught the other day. I think it was like 350, 400 pounds, big fish. And that's been pretty much all I've heard about the swordfish. It seems like nobody's really sword fishing right now, at least not no one I know. And there's been some deep drop action with vermilions and yelloweyes, stuff like that. Guys that have been fishing late in the day and live chumming with pilchards have been catching a good amount of blackfin tunas. The tunas, just like everything else, can be hit or miss. Sometimes they respond well to the chum. Sometimes they don't pop up. I know a couple guys that are going to be fishing for them this weekend, so we'll have a better idea next week how they did. And that's pretty much it for right now. We are looking forward to spring fishing. I would say starting around the middle of next month, fishing should start to improve. We should start to see more variety. We should start to see more cobia. The blackfins should move in a little better. We should start seeing some of those bigger blackfins in the 20, 25, 30 pound class that we get every spring. Those will be showing up here shortly. Speaking of tunas, there was also a couple of big bluefins spotted this last week by guys that were sail fishing. I heard one boat actually got a release on one. I'm not sure if they got pictures. I haven't seen anything, but that's what I heard. That's pretty cool. There's always a few yellowfins that come in the springtime, so that's always exciting. There was also a report of one of the guys in the charter fleet here got a white marlin this week, so that's exciting. It's that time of year where anything can happen, and I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen this spring. Pretty soon the amberjack will move in. All the deeper wrecks will have amberjack on them. That's always fun. And grouper season opens May 1st. So the fishing's only going to get better and better as we get into spring. Well, with that, I'm going to let you guys go. If you're a subscriber, I thank you for subscribing to the channel. If you haven't already done so, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for future reports and future tutorials. Well, guys, till next time, my name is Captain Orlando Muñiz with Nomad Fishing.